guys, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be doing this makeup tutorial right here. Something for the summer, something very glowy, something that anybody could pull off, something very dedicated to my dry skin people out there. Used a lot of products in this video that are suited for dry skin. I do mention alternatives if you're super oily skin. If you want to see more summer makeup tutorials, waterproof, sweat proof for oily skin, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It helps me a lot. If you're not yet part of our TSQUAD family, you would like to join, don't forget to subscribe in the link down below. It's free. Subscribe. And with that being said, if you don't follow me on Snapchat and on Instagram, my handles are in the description box. Go follow me because when I'm not here, I'm most likely over there. Yeah, today this is the look that we are going to be recreating. I wanted to focus it more on the skin. I do try out a new foundation and a new concealer in this video that are meant for dry skin. Like, comment, share, subscribe the video. Do what you gotta do. And with that being said, guys, if you want to learn how to recreate this look, or if you want to see the products that I use in this video, then let's go ahead and get started. So we're just gonna jump into it. Please excuse my background, you guys. I haven't had time to iron that, so you guys can see, so excuse that. We're just gonna jump into it. First things first, I'm obviously going to be priming my skin, and for primer today I'm going to be using the Cover FX blurring primer, which I'm sure you guys have seen in like past tutorials. I got this on BoxyCharm. Just going to take that amount and I'm going to place it right here. I'm going to place it on my cheek area. So since we want a really glowy base, I'm going to go in with the Light Illusion Luminous Makeup All Day Wear Foundation. This is what this foundation looks like. Taking 3 pumps on the back of my hand. Just going to apply this with a beauty sponge. And now we are just going to go ahead and blend this out. It's a really luminous and dewy foundation. I recommend this foundation if you're dry skin. I feel like you would really like it. If you're oily skin, I wouldn't recommend it for like an all day wear, just because I know it's not going to last a really long time, but you can still pull it off. You just have to set it with a powder. This foundation is a light to medium coverage. You can definitely build it to medium coverage. I don't think it's full coverage, so if you're looking for a full coverage glowy foundation, I recommend the Pro Glow by L'Oreal. That one is a really good one. I just really wanted to try this one because I feel like this one gave me like super dewy and luminous skin for this like summer glowy look. I feel like this one gives you such a glowy finish. The concealer, we're going to go in with the exact same concealer from the same line. This is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer. I'm going to go in with the shade Light. And because the foundation is really light to medium coverage, I am going to be concealing farther than usual. Just going to go ahead and blend this real quick. So as you guys can see, I did get a little bit more full coverage with that concealer. I still wouldn't say I'm at full coverage. I feel like I'm at high medium coverage, but I like it that way. For contour, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Contour Stick, which you guys have seen that I've been loving and obsessing over. I do use this in a lot of my tutorials. I really like the warmth that it gives my skin. So I'm just going to apply this on the perimeters of my forehead, on the temples. I'm going to do this on the sides of my cheek and on my nose area. Just like this. I'm going to be blending this out with my sculpting brush by Real Techniques. I feel like everything is blending out really nicely on top of this foundation, just because the foundation is really luminous and glowy, so I feel like kind of gives you that like skin-like finish. I'm going to go in with a beauty sponge because as you guys can see, it obviously looks really harsh and intense. So I just like to go in with the sponge to kind of diffuse the product a little bit more into my skin. Alright guys, so moving on to setting the base. Obviously I cannot pull this off. I feel like I would be a grease ball within an hour because it is so glowy and luminous and everyday like. I need to set it because I'm oily skin. So I'm just taking some like this on my beauty sponge. I'm just pressing the powder into my skin because I really want to mattify my skin a little bit more, so that's why I am actually like pressing it into it. Because my nose does get really oily, I am just going to bake my nose. I'm just going to let that powder sit there for a minute. And while my nose is baking, I know I look really creepy, but we're gonna go on and bronze the face. Bronze the skin, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution bronzer, which I'm pretty sure you guys know that I love. So I'm just going to bronze my skin, give it a little bit of color, kind of set that contour in place. Moving on to blush, I'm going to go ahead and take the Butter blush in the shade Plum Rose, which is a much more mauve-y blush. And I kind of like these kind of blushes for the summer. I just feel like they look really nice. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but it kind of gave me that like sunburn effect kind of thing, and that's what I'm going for. So I'm just taking the slanted side from the sponge, and I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut my cheek area just like this. Really good alternative powder if you're like really oily skin but you're trying to pull off something like this. If you don't want to use the RC Minnow Color Powder, because I know that it does have a really strong scent, you can also go ahead and use the Palladio pressed rice mattifying and perfecting powder. This is a pressed powder that you can find at Sally's. This will mattify the shit out of your skin. So if you're really oily, I do recommend this. Sometimes I'll use this to touch up, or I'll take it in my purse, and if I'm getting oily or something, I'll just blot it, and this helps really good. So I recommend this if you're trying to pull off that glowy but not so glowy kind of look. Moving on to highlighter, I'm going to go in with the AOA Wonder Baked Highlighter in the shade Snap. I'm going to go ahead and highlight with the Morphe M438, and I'm going to take the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray, and I'm going to spritz my brush. I'm going to get it nice and wet. And I like to bring the highlight really far up, because when I turn around or when you're taking that angle selfie, you can really get a nice highlight there, which is what I like. And I just like to do the tip of my nose back and forth, so when I tilt I have that highlighter. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can see that. So if I take a selfie like this, I'm still going to get highlight on the nose. I'm going to go into the Retro Love palette by Bad Habit. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this palette go around. This is kind of like a dupe to the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm just taking the shade Peace, which is a taupey kind of color. Just going to pop that on the transition area just to kind of create a little hollow in there. Moving on, guys, I'm going to take the shade Flower Power, which is the peachy shade here. I'm just going to pop this on my crease on top of that first transition shade just to kind of give a little bit more warmth in the crease. Next, we are going to be taking the shade Revolution, which is the bronzy shade from the palette, and we are just going to pop this all over the lid with a flat brush. Here I'm just taking my finger because I feel like it applied a little bit better with my finger, although I have nails so I can't really like get really in there, so whatever I didn't get, I'll just go back in with a brush. On to the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Yelp, which is this one right here, this like brownie shade, and I'm just going to buff that real quick on my lower lash line. So that is it that we are doing to the eyes. Now we are going to move on to mascara and lipstick. So for my top lashes, I'm going to go in with this Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I do have a full-on dedicated review in case you want to go check it out, but I'm not going to curl my lashes or anything. We're just going to jump into putting this on. You guys can see this is what one coat of mascara is looking like. It did kind of like give me that volume, so I'm going to go ahead and do the other one real quick. So for lipstick, I'm going to be using the Super Stay Matte Ink by Maybelline in the shade Amazonian. Guys, and this is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did creating it for you guys. If you guys want to see more summer makeup tutorials, maybe using all matte products or maybe waterproof products or like sweat proof, something more for oily skin, let me know that you like these kind of videos by giving this a thumbs up. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you guys in my next video very soon. Bye guys.